Good man. Hello, everyone. It's Terry from NJB. Very pleased to be joined by Victor Morales Jr. Victor, 15-0, 8 knockouts, right? And obviously one draw in your last fight, which we'll get to. But first of all, how you doing, my man? Everything well?
Everything is good, man. I'm super excited to be on.
Perfect, man. It's great having you on, man. So I believe you have a fight coming up in May.
Yes, sir. May 12th.
May 12th. Amazing. Has the opponent been confirmed as of yet?
Yes, sir. It's Alberto Torres. It's going to be a co-main event on the DAZN card that Thursday, May 12th.
Amazing. And that's on a Golden Boy card, right? On DAZ.
Yes.
On the zone, as they call it as well over there. Amazing, man. So what do you know much about your opponent?
He's going to be an awkward guy. He's going to try to put the pressure, make it awkward. But we're prepared for anything that he brings us.
Great. Is he quite experienced?
Yeah, he's got the experience. He's got draws, a lot of wins, draws, losses. So he's got the experience, but that doesn't take away from the fact that I've been in the sport since I was 7 years old.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask about that. You've been in the boxing for quite a long game. You had quite a distinct amateur career as well. Do you want to tell people what you actually achieved in the amateurs, just a little bit?
In the amateurs, I was a multiple national champion. I was an international gold medalist and an outstanding boxer for the whole nation. In what year?
Amazing.
So I did fought a lot of different people. I've been fighting nationally since I was 8 years old.
Amazing. And you competed internationally as well for USA?
Yes.
Yeah. What tournaments did you do?
They took us out to one tournament. That year it was kind of awkward, kind of weird. So that year they took us out to the Dominican Republic. So I fought Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba. So beat all those guys, came home with gold.
Amazing, man. That sounds great. So how long have you been a pro for now?
Since 2016.
Since 2016 now. So and it coming up to 6 years in the pros.
Yeah.
I know you had 1 year break as well in the pros, just to obviously get for your own needs, but you've had a couple of fights since then. In particular, your last fight against Ruby Diaz, wasn't it?
Garcia. Rudy Garcia.
Rudy Garcia, that was it. So that was a split decision draw at 10 rounds. How do you think you performed in that fight?
I did think that I did enough to pull out the win for sure. The whole time I thought that I was ahead. Going back, obviously I let the first few rounds go, but I still feel like I was able to almost drop him and then pick it up, before the halfway mark. And I thought that I had more than enough to take the win home. But it is what it is. We learned from it, and we're ready to go for the next one.
Good man. What do you think you learned from that fight?
Well, we didn't say anything, but we were dealing with an injury that I decided myself that I was still going to pursue the fight. So that's why we didn't bring anything up after the fight and this and that. So, because I didn't want no excuses. And it was my choice to go ahead and still fight. But I pretty much fought 10 rounds, barely get going, around 4 or 5 rounds. And then after that, I started taking over. So I was able to push myself through the fight, and it teaches you a lot about yourself. I mean, it's something that you don't really expect to go through. And when you go through it, you're like, okay, this is what I got.
You hear this quite a lot from young fighters. They they have injuries, but they still feel like they can push past it and they don't take the proper recovery that's sometimes needed. So, do you think you've learned from that experience now?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. With something like that, we should have probably just pulled and then, saved it and then gone for the next time. But you know what? I would do it again. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to do all that training, build all this, and then just cancel. And so, if it was to happen again, I'd probably do it again.
Fair play, man. Well, you haven't learned from it, but hopefully, if it is such a bad injury, you should take rest from it and then move on. And I know it's tough from a fighter because when you put so much into a camp, you don't want to lose out all that time, right? Which is understandable as well. But in terms of your camp, this one, have you changed much from your last training camp? Have you brought any people in? Have you anything changed much there?
I mean, besides we're fighting an awkward southpaw. not much has changed. We're kind of taking the effect of we're working smarter, not necessarily as hard or not. I'm working hard. I'm not, but we're not overworking. And that's something that I pretty much always done my whole life, since I was 7 years old. So it does kind of catch up with you. So now we're thinking more smart, doing the right things and doing what my body needs, not necessarily just 1000%
That's it. So
killing the body every single day.
So what does a typical training session look like for you?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're sparring, and then I do things outside of the ring, and then straight to strength and conditioning after I eat, and then a couple of hours I go to strength and conditioning. Come back, ice, Epsom salt, ready for the next day. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, they're usually just technique stuff, shadow boxing, mitts, just the technical stuff to apply to the next day of training, and then Sunday is just rest day.
Good man. That's amazing. That's great. So looking ahead, obviously you don't want to look too far ahead, but getting past this opponent that you have in May, what's next for you, man? What's your goals? What's your plans in boxing?
Well, obviously we're shooting for titles. The last one was a title shot. It was a draw. So we're just building back up to those titles, and that's it. I mean, we're just pushing forward, staying as busy as I can be, and getting the wins and getting the known fights out of the way.
Yeah, but you're obviously in the featherweight division.
It's good. I don't plan on moving at least for a while. I got a good nutritionist, and so we get down to weight pretty easily.
Amazing, man. Amazing. And I heard recently you're a presenter on Daz on the Zone show.
Yeah, I did my first.
Is that a change your career for yourself? Or you looking for something else to do? Or is that just something that just came up?
It's been something that we've been wanting to do. They want me to put my face out, be able to talk and stuff, and I can do all of that. So they brought it up. We said, yeah, we'll take it. And so I did the first Thursday night, the Zone fight night. I broadcasted that with Beto Durand, and it went great.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. It's different to be on that side of the fight. We're still in the fight, but it's on the other side where I'm kind of commentating, seeing other things. It's definitely different for sure.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Well, on the Zone, you got a big fight this weekend in the female division, Katie Taylor and Serrano. Look, obviously,
I've never been so excited for a girl fight. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, it's crazy. Right down in the UK, it's big. It's big.
I bet.
I can imagine it must be big over in America as well, with Jake Paul being involved. You've got Eddie Hearn being involved as well. What do you think about that fight, man?
I think it's super good for boxing, women's boxing for sure. I'm glad to see that they're able to put on a fight. I don't know if there is any bigger fight in women's boxing than this one. So I'm super excited they were able to make this a main event, a big card, and it's going to be overseas, right? It's over on your guys' side.
No, it's
correct?
in New York, Madison Square
Garden. It's in New York. Okay. So be on our side, but still, I mean, that's a crazy fight.
Yeah, man. Who do you reckon?
I'm taking Katie Taylor.
Yeah. She's got a brilliant amateur background, and she's been brilliant in the pros as well, and such a pioneer for women's sport as well, right? She's really changed. She's really changed.
They're all bringing it out, and it's good to see.
Yeah, man. No, that's brilliant. And then a division up from yourself as well. You got Stevenson.
130.
What you got Stevenson fighting as well. How do you reckon about that fight?
I think it's that Shakur Stevenson is going to outclass and outbox Oscar Valdez. Yeah. I think the Oscars might try and make it smart for the first couple of rounds, get frustrated, and just do what he does. But I don't. Yeah, that's what I think. I think he's just going to go home with a outboxing Oscar, and that's it.
Oscar Valdez has been in a lot of wars, hasn't he? I remember the Scott Quigg fight that he had a few years back, where he had that broken jaw and stuff.
That's right.
Have you trained much with those boys that are over there? Because you're similar weight categories.
I haven't. I haven't trained any of those guys. I know Scott Quigg was training with Freddie Roach for a while. I don't know if he still is. I haven't seen him in a while.
No, I think he's retired now.
Okay, so that's why. Okay. But no, I haven't. I know that Oscar Valdez is down in San Diego. I'm in LA. Yeah. So I'm sure we could have made something happen. We just haven't made that happen yet.
I'm sure it will happen soon as you
Yeah.
rise the ranks. You'll be, I'll no doubt. You know, you sound confident. You sound ready for your next stage as well, and you've got a great amateur background there as well. So I'm sure here we look forward to seeing your journey, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing, man. Is there anything else that you'd like to add there, Victor?
No, that's it. I mean, we're super excited for May 12th being the first co-main event on the big card on DAZN. We're super excited. Gonna go out there, give it all I got, and hopefully we can take this guy out of there.
I'm sure you will, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you in action and wish you nothing but the best, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Victor. Take care.